Astrology. Today I'm looking at Wendy Williams transits on September 10th, 2019. So some are inner planets. You know, all the inner planets are in Virgo in her 7th house of relationships. So she also has natally, I just did her natal chart. I haven't posted it yet, but she has Pluto and Uranus. Pluto's could be, you know, endings, and transformation. You know, her life has been transformed in so many different ways. And Uranus is sudden, unpredictable change. So she has that, and liberation. She has that natally in her 7th house of partnerships. So right now, transiting Mars, you know, when Mars was conjuncting her Pluto, that may have been different. I'm sure that was very, very difficult for her. So Mars can be a malefic. Mars conjunct Pluto in the 7th house of relationships can be arguments, you know, it could be endings. So the Sun's in Virgo, Mercury, planet of communication, is in Virgo, and Venus is also in Virgo. So with 4 planets transiting her 7th house of relationship, you know, there has been a lot of communication about, you know, her breakup, her divorce, and it's been very, very difficult for her. The other major transits going on, you know, and that's in her Virgo house, 7th house of relationships. So yeah, it's been very, very, very hard for her. The other major transits going on for Wendy are, well, for one thing, she has Jupiter in the 10th house, so she would bounce back from anything that she ever had undergone. Jupiter is transiting Sagittarius in her 10th house of career for a whole year, so you know that brings good luck, good fortune. It's a great benefic, so she's got that, you know, going for her. Beginning new adventures, you know, maybe foreign travel would be very, very good. But it's in her career sector, in her 10th house, on her midheaven. So, you know, this breakup and divorce, you know, it's been so public, very, very public. And so that's been hard for her. Transiting Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn in her 11th house, 11th and 12th house. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. It rules structure. You know, it's building structure, but it's in her house of friendship. So, you know, her friendship is over with. It's not over. I mean, he's still, you know, Kevin's still going to be a dad and everything. But, yeah, Pluto just severed it. Pluto is endings. You know, it's the ruler of Scorpio. So, you know, once you cross that line, you know, Pluto will just cut you out of their life. That's what Pluto will do. When it finally, you know, knows it's over, it's over. And so that's what happened with her, you know, friend and lover, and Kevin. Yeah, so, you know, that was very, very painful for her. Yeah, it's in Capricorn. It's in her 11th house and her 12th house. You know, it was just so public. So to have her private life so public, you know, that was very, very hard. Transiting Pluto rather, is 20 degrees Capricorn, and transiting Saturn is 13 degrees Capricorn. So, yeah, Pluto's kind of on the cusp of her 12th house. Yeah, so, you know, it was really hard for her to have her personal life so public. You know, it's okay to be on the air, but yeah, anyway, she would bounce back definitely with Jupiter in her midheaven. That's good luck, good fortune. And, you know, it takes time to accept a major betrayal like that. And the betrayal, uh, Moon, Neptune, and Scorpio, Neptune alone could be deception and joint, well, finances for one thing, you know, finances and marriage. When you know, she's done shows on that. When you marry someone, you know, emerging. Yeah, so they were like a work partnership and everything. So to dissolve that and to be disillusioned, Neptune can really cause disillusionment. So at this point, I think she's come to terms with it. Venus in Virgo has really helped her a lot to come to terms. And you know, at this point, after the fact, to you know, talk publicly about her breakup and you know, go on different shows and talk about it, so she's able to. But immediately after, you know, yeah, she needed some time to herself, to deal with it, because you know, Pluto is the death or divorce or endings, loss, just the end of the dissolving of structures. So, you know, today, currently, the moon is in Aquarius. Also, Uranus, transiting Uranus is in her second house of assets. And, yeah, so the assets, you know, it's sudden unpredictable change in assets when you get divorced, you know. That's going to be a major change. And she just filed, and so yeah, it's good, you know. That's a really, but she does have Jupiter. She's got Jupiter in Taurus, so she's good. She has good luck, good fortune with assets anyway. So, but it just came as a shock. Uranus is a shock, so the shock, you know, I'm sure is still hitting her. The assets, I mean, she'll come out smelling like a rose, but still it was, and it's hard to dissolve and to, you know, just, that's, you know, for attorneys to work it out, but still it's very personal when it's in your, when you have 4 planets in your 7th house of partnerships, you know. So I'm sure there was an understanding between them before, you know, with their Pluto-Uranus conjunction, her natal Pluto-Uranus conjunction. There may have been understanding before about affairs or whatever, but he crossed the line when he had a child with a baby mama, you know, that was crossing the line. So she didn't cut him out of her life forever, which she very well could have, but they have a child together, so she's keeping, which I think is a very good thing to do, not to speak ill of the father in front of the child, you know. So she's keeping a good relationship for the sake of her grown son, which is a very rational, intelligent thing to do. And she is a very protective, you know, Cancer sun. So her home life, her family, her children are sacrosanct to her. Yeah, so the Pluto-Saturn in Capricorn transit has been hard on everybody. You know, it depends where you have it. She has it in her 11th and 12th house. Well, Saturn is in her 11th house. So, yeah, it's just been very public for her. Yeah, very public breakup for her. And anyway, the North Node as well, I need to talk about. The transiting North Node is in Cancer. That's her home life, her family. And it's opposing Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node. She has she has Cancer in her 5th house, so that would be very public as well. You know, the 5th house is the house of Leo. So, but it's opposing the South Node as well. The South Node, it takes away, it's like the dragon's mouth. It just devoured her relationship and took away, you know, between the South Node, Saturn, and Pluto, it just ended. It just ended her family as she knows it. And yeah, so that was very, very painful for her. I don't want to go on and on about it, but that's how it affected her family and her home life. And publicly, you know, publicly because she is a celebrity, and having her family and home life, you know, on air, which is what she does, right? That it was very difficult as well. So she had to take some time for herself before she could come out on and talk about, you know, how she felt about what's going on, and how she's trying to be civil about it, and, you know, respect Kevin's dad, but at the same time cut him out, you know, cut him off. Yeah, so yeah, her finances are going to change, and they had so many joint assets together. I don't know. I think maybe he was her manager or producer, but yeah, I'm sure all of that's going to change. And it's going to be very hard to divvy up and to change, because his hand is in so many structures that they've built up for years, you know, joint assets, and Moon, Neptune, the 9th house of the midheaven. So that's her whole belief system has been dissolved, and all the joint assets have been dissolved. And, you know, Pluto and Uranus, yeah, it's just, you know, he just really crossed the line. But Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and she has transiting Neptune. It has been transiting Pisces, but it's in her 1st house. So, you know, Saturn in your 1st house can be very difficult. So Neptune also, probably when it was conjunct her Saturn, may have been when this dishonesty, it's a big fat lie, you know, it's a deception. So it was revealed, and yeah, it just tore her apart emotionally, because Pisces is very feeling, you know, very feeling sign. So, and physical health problems, she's had those as well, and that's 1st house Saturn, physical health problems. And Neptune could be hard to diagnose. Transiting Neptune, 1st house Pisces, could be hard to diagnose health problems. So that would, this whole unveiling of the dishonesty, and, you know, it's just underhanded affair behind her back, and the whole baby daddy thing, this was too much for her. And so emotionally, she had to get away, you know, get away and heal a little bit before coming out publicly, talking about the divorce and everything. So anyway, I wish her all the best. I just thought I'd look at her transits. And if you like this, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.